What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rant to no hate. So, look, I'm pretty sure you either saw or heard about the little situation between Connor Benn and Kell Brook. Now, personally, for me, I think it was staged because if it wasn't staged, then Connor Benn is one of the biggest sissies out there because Kell Brook was being interviewed and Connor walks behind him with some guys. He bumps into Kell Brook's back and Kell is looking and he's kind of like interrupting himself like mid-thought because of the contact, the body contact. But then it's like all of a sudden he walks over and they start arguing, and it's like, listen, if this was going to lead to something where, like, if you're walking with someone and they do something that you don't think that they should do, okay, it's like while they're in the middle of like who was with him could have said, man, no, knock it off, man. Why would you do that? Like, relax. It's not what we're here for. They stand there and allow it to happen, but then when they start to, argue, now everybody wants to break it up. Like, it looked fixed to me, What I think is this. I don't know if Kell Brook is looking for an outlet to get back into the ring. I do believe, Connor Benn would like for people to forget about his 30 egg situation. So anything else that can come up that people will start to talk about, I guess even if they're talking bad about him, he'd rather they get off of this whole 30 egg situation and let him move on, where he can possibly get into a fight with someone that they may show interest in, because he knows that because of his situation, people more than likely won't want to watch it because Connor's involved. But if Kell Brook is on the other end, there'll be a healthy fear of, I don't know, Kell Brook is past his prime, Connor might, take it to him. But then at the same time, it's the type of thing where it's like, but what if Kell Brook still has something left in the tank? He might go out there and beat the hell out of Connor. And I just want to be able to say, I was there and I saw it. People, they have that type of mentality. So, I mean, he's telling him to stay retired. And that's another reason why it looked fixed. Why? He said that Kell Brook was talking about him and saying he's going to teach him a lesson or whatever. Well, you could have confronted him and said what you had to say off camera. To bump into him and then have words just to say, stay retired, fighting me is suicide. Then why'd you feed into it? He could have just walked past him. So to me, it was more like, all right, so I'm going to talk to the interviewer right here. I'm going to walk behind you. I'm going to bump into you. And then he bumps him and keeps walking. It's not like he bumped him and then just crashed his video and just disrespected him to, you was talking a lot of trash about me, blah, blah, blah. And, no, he bumps him and then keeps walking. And as far as I'm concerned, someone was probably over there giving, Kell Brook the signal to, all right, yeah, come on over and then we're going to, whatever. It just looks staged. I don't know. I'm not interested in the fight between the two of them. But Kell Brook has respect on his name. And, Connor Benn is aware of that. And I do believe that him getting into a fight with Connor, that if it did happen, the majority of people showing up will be there to see Kell Brook, basically beat the hell out of him. I just don't think that that's what would happen. I think right now, Kell Brook is past his prime. I think Ben would put a beating on him. I strongly believe that. But it just looked fixed to me. So even if a fight doesn't happen, it's basically something that took place where the last thing that people are talking about is not the 30 egg situation. So maybe they can turn this around. The fight with Eubanks Jr. is probably off of the table, period. We don't know what the future holds. But just the way the whole thing went, it just looked staged to me. It didn't look real. Anyway, I don't think nobody wants to see that fight. I know I don't. I mean, for what? For what? Connor Benn is in a position of, yeah, people still look at him like he's a cheat. And you did what you did. And then his attitude, now he goes back to, for a little while, he was trying to be a little humble, a little more, less attitude. Now he comes back with this whole, got the little Scully on, and, now he's playing a tough guy role with Kell Brook. So you're in a position where you should be trying to, win championships, right? Beating Kell Brook wouldn't do that for you. In fact, it would probably make people really hate you more, because that's just the way people are. You beat up the hero, and especially with your reputation, I don't think it works for them. But at the same time, they'll try to capitalize off this, just probably a bunch of back and forth. This is definitely a fight I'm not interested in. I have no reason to even want to see these two guys fight each other. And for him to go into a training camp for someone that's past their prime just to beat him, and then what? What happens after that? So, who knows what they got growing up. But anyway, talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.